Hello,
Departing to execute the mission.
my name is Cronus Dare, and this is X4 Foundations. We are currently in at Leah's Misfortune, about to jump into a newly discovered system
Entering system. Mists of Artemis.
called Mists of Artemis. As you see, we have a bit of a hot reception with lots of Kha'ak in system. The system's rumored to be very resource rich, but also fairly lousy with Kha'ak.
Behemoth.
And as you see, I've named one of our behemoths, the TNS Entropy. Thank you for Stephen Moon 6644. And as always, anyone who would like to name a destroyer can do so by commenting on the video. Now, I don't think I've ever shown how I lay down a system claim. So I've got a number of preloaded a number of preloaded stations. And this I call the Argon T defense. It's basically 5 disc platforms, 4 which are arranged vertically, one horizontally, with 2 bridge platforms. The discs are armed with Argon flak and plasma, the bridges are armed with beams and flak for anti-fighter work. And it's just kind of a minimum setup. Now the secret to this is I change what construction setting I use. There's the Terran, which we of course are Terran, but often out in the Commonwealth it's hard to get Terran goods. There's Universal. Alright. If I hit confirm now, it's got all of these, what I like to call fiddly bits that you need for the construction. Okay. And that's because the Commonwealth construction breaks up the construction chain, alright, into various subcomponents. Alternatively, there's a construction method called closed loop. That has to do with the Avarice systems. Raibu Harikan learned about the closed loop construction method when he was running with the Empyrean Curs. Closed loop has to do with the way Avarice was cut off from the rest of the gate network. They were cut off without a proper infrastructure and were thus left to fend for themselves. What they ended up doing was figuring out a way to process wrecks into Claytronics and hull parts. So closed loop is kind of an intermediate between the Universal / Commonwealth construction method and the Terran method, which is very high tech. So closed loop, if I do this, actually, I need to click on the disk. There we go. So if I move the disk a little bit and hit confirm module changes, notice that reset all of the parts to Claytronics, energy cells, and hull parts. The secret is everything has to be Argon for this to work. If you have something that's not Argon, it'll default to either the Terran or the Commonwealth building method. Here, as you see, it's actually $500,000 cheaper. Alright, so I've arranged personal freighters to come in and supply the station with all of its build goods.
Awaiting orders.
And we have our scouts patrolling the system, but as you see, it is absolutely chock full of Kha'ak.
Sapporo.
And we found an abandoned Sapporo. Now this is an interesting ship. It's from Timelines. And it has the largest default radar range of anything in the game. Primary armament is missiles. But it's a very, very interesting ship. So we found the Kha'ak hive. And unfortunately, the Sapporo is right next to it. So we're pretty much going to have to take the hive down to be able to secure the Sapporo. There's other ways of potentially doing it, but they're a lot more hazardous to our health. Alright, our hired construction vessel is arriving. Freighters are lining up to drop off their wares.
Awaiting orders.
But our destroyer should probably intervene. Yeah, one of our freighters in line is already being attacked. But the entropy is responding. And here we are on board the entropy. Oh, that's a problem.
Ravager.
Alright, so this Ravager complicates things.
Ravager.
This thing is armed with a death ray that is more powerful than the Asgard's main gun and longer ranged. However, just like the Asgard's main gun, it can only fire directly in front of itself.
Great work.
Now, the Ravager is big and scary. However, there is one way of dealing with it. It does not like to be up close and personal with another capital ship. So guess what we're going to do? Get right up close, and we're going to stay out of its forward firing arc. Now, the beams you see attacking us will destroy our externals, but as you see,
Protector.
it's down.
Explosion imminent.
Never
Danger.
got the chance. Yeah, right. And looks like it took out one of our plasma turrets, but we should be our crew should be able to have that repaired shortly. Okay, with the Ravager threat neutralized, I've got the Trinity and the Wild Card moving to protect the construction site of the station. And we're gathering our destroyer fleet and getting it ready to take on the Kha'ak hive.
Taking hits.
We've given the fleet orders to assault the Kha'ak hive. As you see, our destroyers are making their approaches.
Sit back. Taking hits.
The nice thing is the destroyers are close enough for interlocking fields of flak support. And the Odyssey, with her large complement of medium turrets and the Geondak on top of her, is just assaulting the Kha'ak fighters attacking
Awaiting
her.
orders.
Our destroyers are going to be maneuvering around the station to take out its defense platforms. Then once the defense platforms are reduced, the destroyers will start assaulting the station itself. Looks like plasma fire has already taken out a portion of the Kha'ak hive. It looks like one of our phoenixes decided to sail straight through the hive to find its target. Now, this is one reason I don't let Hyperions and CPU control assault Kha'ak hives like this. They don't have enough shields to do that, and sometimes the AI pilots like to do that. And unfortunately, it's a good way of losing
Awaiting
Hyperions.
orders.
Looks like the Odyssey got enough attention to from the Kha'ak to damage something. I can see its repair drones in operation. This Phoenix here likes to live dangerously, but it's slowly moving back out of range of the Kha'ak hive. And we have a behemoth trying to make its way through the installation. The as yet to be named one, not the entropy.
Odysseus.
And the Odyssey is flying laterally.
Kha'ak installation. Kha'ak defense platform.
Alright. I believe
We're taking hits.
all the destroyers are targeted on that last Kha'ak defense platform. After which, they will all target the major installation.
Awaiting orders.
Kha'ak installation.
Alright. Now everyone is targeted on the hive itself. Now, to be completely honest, 7 destroyers is overkill for a single Kha'ak installation. But, in the immortal words of Slock Mercenary, there is no overkill. There's only open fire, and I need to reload. And that Phoenix just wants to butt its bulbous bow right into the Kha'ak installation. Fortunately, they have the shields to take it. Alright, Swan Song's lining up her main batteries on the installation itself. Alright, and our station has gone up. As you see, the admin module is up, and it's working on its second defense disk. Mists of Artemis is now our system. It's like the captain of the Swan Song is deciding what section of the station she wants to assault next. Majority of our destroyers are on the left side of the screen, assaulting the undamaged portions. Looks like our captain on the Delilah Swan Song wants to come over and join this Phoenix over here. And at this point, there are hardly any Kha'ak fighters or corvettes defending the installation. The interlocking fields of flak fire are just too much. And there goes another section up. Alright, so the Kha'ak fighters spawn back in, and they seem to be targeting the Swan Song. Although that may be a function of her having the least anti-fighter output of any other destroyer in my fleet. Now, something I've thought of doing, I haven't implemented it yet, is to switch couple turrets per destroyer from flak turrets to tracking turrets. With the idea being that they're armed with probably light smart or interceptor missiles. And the idea is to create an intermediate defense zone against fighters. So presumably if I'm with a carrier fleet, I'll have the carrier fighters for outer zone interception, the destroyer missiles for a medium zone interception, and every ship still having flak turrets for close-in point defense. Yes, missiles are going to take upkeep and expense to maintain, but that's what auxiliary ships are for. And I have decided to order my first auxiliary ship from the Godream of the Parented Yards. And the Kha'ak installation's being rapidly overwhelmed. 26% structural integrity and falling. Now this entire assault on the installation has been under AI direction. Raibu Harikan is along as kind of admiral / passenger. Alright, the installation is at 1%, 0%.
Awaiting orders.
And the installation has been annihilated.
Awaiting orders.
All that's left is to mop up the remaining Kha'ak. And the system is ours. Alright, we've brought the entropy alongside the abandoned Sapporo. And now we're going to go claim her.
Sapporo. Docking granted.
Very nice. As you see, it's a bit of a different aesthetic from the modern Terran ships. But it follows along with the aesthetics of the Odachi and the Cutlass. That's the entropy right there. Very nice.
There are certain requirements for me to start that research.
Now, just like the other timeline ships, we can research
I will need
this.
some materials to get started.
And once it's researched, we'll be able to build and retrofit it as we want to. Now, on my way through Grand Exchange, I encountered a distress signal. So we're going to respond.
Envoy.
Awaiting orders.
Oh, thank God.
Awaiting orders.
That's a unique
Awaiting
looking
orders.
ship you have there.
I'm Assistant Attaché Brent Sobert with the Terran Protectorate. I was
Really?
held up by this attack group. They told me to prepare for boarding. I declined.
Your clearance
Then they
code?
disabled the Berenice's engines.
They boarded you?
Surprisingly, no. They appear to be waiting for something. This mission falls under full diplomatic protection. ICSC Article 9.1. Under 9.4, your assistance, including lethal force, is explicitly covered. Help me, and you'll be compensated.
Alright, I'll see what I can do.
You're pathetic.
Elite. Vanguard.
9.1 covers waste protocols. What is he talking about? He's not a Terran agent.
Elite. Vanguard.
Daldrino to squad leader. Fall back. The situation is getting out of hand. I'll be requesting a strike team to handle this. I repeat, fall back.
What have you gotten me mixed up in?
Awaiting orders.
Envoy.
Citizen, please accept my sincere thanks. It was very fortunate that you acted so quickly.
I'm sure it
You
was.
prevented an attempted hostile takeover of a diplomatic courier mission.
Oh, you're a diplomatic
I'm
courier
transporting
now.
historic materials bound for the archives.
What kind of materials? Like documents?
Yes. They're sealed in a magnetic stasis field. Makes them difficult to transfer between vessels. We'd need a proper relief ship for that.
Well, I can take you anywhere you need to go.
You're too kind. If I may trouble you, would you instead fetch my envoy class while I wait here?
Relief ship? Sure.
I'm grateful, citizen. Yes, a prototype with some mods, same as the Berenice.
Alright. We're off to collect a ship.
Thank you.
Autopilot. Engaged.
This has us going through the inactive gate in Void of Opportunity. Well, one of the two inactive gates. What in the world?
Hello, partner. A word about Sobert. I don't know what he is up to yet, but he is not a diplomat.
Well, that was obvious.
These documents might just be from before the dark. If they are, they're potentially very valuable. I would recommend going along with him until we know more.
If he was a Terran diplomat or agent, he would have responded with a security passcode. He did not.
Autopilot. Disengage.
What have we here?
This sector has experienced a supernova event unlike any I have seen. It must have been a spectacular sight to behold, and an enlightening moment for any scientist who recorded it.
This is a unique sector. Okay. Scarlet Star is an uninhabited sector dominated by the remnants of its once bright central star. Elevated radiation levels from the aftermath of a supernova event present a constant threat to transients, while scarlet veils of gaseous ejecta are slowly beginning to form a stellar nebula. First discovered by the Barrel before the fall of the Gate, Scarlet Star was designated as the target for an illegal stellar-scale weapon test that was interrupted when the Jump Gate network collapsed. Decades later, after the sector was rediscovered, the suspended weapons test was resumed and carried out. Today, the sector stands as a desolate monument to the destructive capacity of intelligent species. Despite this grim legacy, scattered pockets of rare elements formed during a catastrophic event occasionally attract well-shielded salvage operations willing to brave the extreme hazards. 266% sunlight. Wow. And some helium, ore, and raw scrap. Interesting. Nice little unclaimed system. I think I'll help myself. Alright, we've put down a station to claim it. Let's explore. Just wreckage? Yeah, that's wreckage. I think. Alright, we gotta ping off of something. There we go.
This is Ekineris Nihamalis Syringius III speaking. Health and Safety Administration.
A Talati.
We observed an anomaly in this sector and initiated an on-site evaluation. For your own security and continued profitability, I strongly recommend immediate withdrawal.
Well, Sobert sent me.
Shh. Sobert? I suppose you could call the envoy that. I am presently attempting to decrypt this data vault before it gets bit-flipped in the afterglow. It contains security-relevant information. Want to assist me? Colleague Sobert can wait a while longer.
Yeah, why not? The data vault. Interesting.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but I don't think that Talati is a health and safety officer. Let's keep an eye on him.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's more going on than anyone's willing to tell me.
Sir.
Experimental shuttle.
Alright, I don't know if I've shown off one of these data vaults before. Basically, you fly around, you look for these glowing red things, and you hit them with your repair laser. That typically moves one of these solar panels or opens a door, or both, on this. Alright. That there is likely what we need to get. Well, no. It's just a bunch of illegal stuff. Hooray! There we go. So we're getting close and scan this.
I see you have made quite the discovery.
Earth scientists create unbihexium. The QV collider, constructed by the Barrel between 778 and 782 NT, was designed to synthesize element 126, unbihexium, from the theorized island of stability. A previous prototype on planet Hidian had catastrophically malfunctioned, fracturing the planet in the process. Within 1 Jazura of operation, the QEV collider produced approximately 4 kilograms of unbihexium. The element demonstrated a half-life of 4.4 Jazuras, extendable to Decazuras with magnetic stasis. The Barrel prepared to test 980 grams of unbihexium on an uninhabited sector's unstable main sequence star, using a linear accelerator. During final launch preparations, the star unexpectedly ejected massive amounts of solar material, overwhelming the station's radiation shielding. After the solar mass ejection, radiation levels throughout the accelerator station exceeded 9 sieverts per hour, a dose high enough to cause immediate neurological effects, unconsciousness within minutes, and death within hours. All personnel on site perished, resulting in the abrupt termination of the experiment. After the fall of the gates, the QEV collider became unreachable. When more and more jump gates reactivated, a remnant of the Barrel that called itself Ectobarrel was able to locate the old experimental station, its crew deceased, but equipment remaining, and unbihexium still in its containment field. After all this time, the experiment was scheduled to resume with enhanced radiation shielding.
Magnetic containment nominal. 126 stable. Primary coil charge complete. Discharge in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay. They created a weapon of interstellar destruction. Oh boy.
Egg salad! I suspected as much, but having the proof makes it feel so much more devastating. Sobert has half a kilo of that unbihexium aboard the Berenice.
He
Snatched
does?
it from under the ectobarrel's hind scales. The Ministry wants it gone. Everybody else wants to get their claws on it. But in any case, I would rather we have it than someone else. So, let us find colleague Sobert.
Experimental shuttle. Envoy. Autopilot engaged.
Alright, I'll follow your lead. This is one of the new systems added in 8.0. It has its charm. Very, very rich in ore and silicon.
What a delight it is to confirm that element 126 is real and stable. The magnitude of this discovery is simply immeasurable. The ecto-barrel has rendered invaluable service to the scientific community. The resonance of this knowledge will elevate us all.
Egg salad! They destroyed a star. A sun. Where is the profit in that? Where? What am I going to do?
Hey there. This unbihexium situation is on an entirely different scale from what we're typically dealing with. It's on an extinction level spectrum.
I gather
I
that,
recommend
Dell.
making sure it gets delivered to the Argon Federation. They're the best candidate to keep the lid on it until it expires.
Are they? I don't know. Bosota's cute with the just pure joy of scientific
Entering
exploration.
system. Grand exchange.
But I wish Bozo's happiness didn't come with the threat of interstellar devastation.
Citizen, I'm so very glad you've returned. And you too, esteemed colleague Saringias. Always a pleasure. Once we've transferred the material, we should destroy the Berenice. No need to hand a diplomat vessel with sensitive gear over to the ectobaril.
The pleasure is all mine, colleague. But what have I been hearing? You tricked this brave citizen into believing you were transporting documents?
Well, I never said that. I said historic materials, which is true. But let's not delay. Our unpleasant friend, Deldrino, mentioned an incoming strike team. Better we're gone before they arrive.
Autopilot engaged.
I guess we're following the envoy.
Citizen, I'm cutting the main engine. The envoy's Podkletnov seem to have elevated Planck time latency, and the 126 doesn't like that. The mag stasis should stabilize things in a few seconds.
Colleagues,
Aye.
that is not the ectobarrel. That is someone else. Like I said, no one can synthesize unbihexium, but everyone wants it. Let us make sure they do not get it.
Kestrel.
crap.
Vanguard.
Get that ship moving.
big mistake. Very big mistake.
Kestrel, Vanguard.
You made short work of them, colleague. Like a true combat veteran.
Saringia, citizen. The 126 has calmed down. I'm relighting the engines.
Finally get that ship moving.
Colleague Sobert, do you not see what is happening? Let us place the Unbiaxium under the Ministry's custody. We will never use it as a weapon. In fact, we are going to dispose of it.
Thanks for your help.
Thanks for your help.
But that's unrealistic. You can't just destroy 126 unless you throw it into another star.
How about a black hole?
Gaslight me. I am no hatchling. Unbiaxium has a half-life of 4.4 Jazuras outside the stasis field. It will be all but gone in at most 63 Jazuras.
Maybe so, but the Ministry can't protect it for that long. The Argon Federation, on the other hand, has been stable since long before the Dark.
Not our decision to make, colleague. Not yours, not mine.
Feels like we're sitting on a powder keg. I'll admit that my palms are getting sweaty. Cutting engines once more. Stay sharp.
Colleagues, there they come. This time it is the Ecto-Barrel.
This is Chief Scientist Dr. Franca Daldrino. The material in your possession was illegally extracted from our custody under the guise of a diplomatic mission. We'd prefer not to use force to recover it, so I'm saying
I'm not
this
letting you
only
have this
once.
stuff.
Release the material and retreat.
We have seen the footage. You destroyed a star. You can never have it back.
The statutes of the ICSC are quite clear. In the absence of jurisdiction, force is permitted under specific circumstances. This qualifies.
Dr. Daldrino, let me too be perfectly clear. The experiment conducted by the Ecto-Barrel constitutes a breach of both the WMD testing treaty of 689 NT and the Stellar Scale Weapons Moratorium of 749 NT. Both are ratified by the Argon Federation. The material in question has been lawfully confiscated under Federation jurisdiction and will not be
I
returned.
don't think she's gonna listen to you.
You leave me no choice. Daldrino to strike team leader. Authorization to attack.
Daldrino, destroying the envoy means destroying the 126 and the entire sector.
Oh
Elite,
boy.
Vanguard.
Get that ship moving. I'll hold them off.
Hi, quit please.
Elite, Vanguard.
That's one.
I remember the barrel. You picked up where they stopped and took it a giant leap further. The Ministry will not let this go unpunished.
The Ecto-Barrel is more powerful than you realize. You're stalling the inevitable. That's all you're doing. Science will win.
Ma'am, you've crossed the line from merely unethical to openly criminal. Is that what you wanted?
I'm not the criminal here. You are. Just give up. If you win now, you'll lose worse later.
Colleague, my scale plate is still pale, but you were magnificent. One obstacle less.
The 126 is stabilized. I'm relighting the engines. We're on the final stretch.
Thanks for your help.
I feel sorry for those pilots. They were misled.
Thanks for your help.
And I, esteemed colleague Syringius, feel sorry that we didn't get Daldrino.
Finally, they're moving. We don't need...
Autopilot engaged.
We don't need a ship carrying the functional equivalent of an interstellar nuke just sitting there in front of a gate.
Requesting immediate backup.
Oh. Looks like a few ships got through my laser tower blockade.
Autopilot disengaged. Nomad. Sentinel. Docking granted.
Citizen, I'm truly grateful for your invaluable assistance.
Better
My
be.
esteemed colleague may have preferred the 126 to remain under Ministry stewardship. But rest assured, the Argon Federation honors ICSC treaties just as strictly. Now, as promised, your compensation. I've been authorized to offer you an Envoy-class ship on permanent loan in recognition of your service. She's yours to command as you see fit. And naturally, should the AFIS or the Diplomatic Corps require the unique capabilities of a vessel like the Envoy, you'll find yourself at the very top of our rather exclusive list of contractors. Citizen, it's been a pleasure. Until next time.
Just keep that crap safe. We don't need any more stars blowing up. And we have another new ship. Our own Envoy. And they already have my logo painted on it. Excellent.
Congratulations on your new ship. However, be aware that it most certainly comes with strings attached. I wouldn't be surprised if Sobert got back to you with a request soon. In fact, I'd be surprised if he didn't. But that's not a bad thing. It broadens your opportunities.
Colleague, did you know that the Envoy class will enter general production shortly? Should you ever require another one, you can procure it from the Ministry in Argon Wharfs. And from our allies, of course.
Or I could get the blueprint for myself. Sleeping arrangements. Neat. This looks like the engine core. Very cool.
Envoy.
Going up. Oh, there's a ladder. Okay, so we're back in... Aha. So we could have avoided the left if we wanted to. This is cool. My own little office. where I could hit Seda if I wanted to. Interesting. And we're here in the cockpit.
Envoy.
We have a navigation, gunnery. Now we have a scalar aperture emitter and aperture turrets. Interesting. This is where we shift from our stance to cloak or not cloak. And we can spoof any factory we want to. Neat. Yeah, that's a very cool looking ship. Now we have our paint scheme on it. Very nice. Alright. Personally, I like the Teladi engines more than the Argon engines. Much better travel acceleration and much better travel charge. Alright, the distortion pulsar is the one that immobilizes. The scalar is the one that pierces shields. Off to get you refit. Alright, and we have taken possession of Scarlet Star. Given the high natural sunlight in Rex, I think we'll have to get in contact with the Riptide Rakers and learn how to scrap ships.
Entering system. Sanctum Verge. Autopilot. Disengage.
What in the blazes is this? Ah, it's an SCA.
Autopilot. Engage.
I'd wondered if they had a station out here. Well, we can take care of it.
Autopilot disengaged. Space fuel factory. Cipher. Demeter. Jump gate. Space fuel factory. Cipher.
We cannot tolerate your actions.
We cannot tolerate your actions. Stop your attack immediately.
You're in my system.
Strike our operations, and we will strike yours. The profits will be mine. I'm not talking to you.
Go on, eject.
Strike our operations, and we will strike yours. I'm not talking to you. Eat space. I'm not talking to you. This will be bad news for you. I'm not talking to you. trade my
There we
vessel for my
go.
life.
There it is.
Docking granted.
Alright, and now we
Cipher.
have our own cipher. No turrets and heavy distortion pulsar. And now we can
There are
research
set
the
of
cipher.
requirements for me to start that research.
That'll let us build our own ciphers and
I will need some materials to get started.
use the autocannon turrets. And our destroyers are already taking out the scale plate station. Good. Don't want scale plate in my systems. And on that episode, note, we will call the episode. We have taken Mists of Artemis for our own, we've taken Scarlet Star for our own, and we have saved the network from the threat of stellar annihilation. Until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye.